Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Random Encounters Guild. We're back with Kinless this evening. It's been a minute, but that was the plan. This was kind of shelved to be a backup for when we have to cancel last minute, and that happened tonight. Three of our players in Alien had a family commitment tonight, and I was gonna play a video game or something. I still haven't finished Mafia. I thought about playing that, but yesterday morning I finally got the email. My hardcover of Kinless has shipped. It is in a box. It is in the hands of the United States Postal Service, and it will be here at my house this Friday, hopefully. Which is very exciting. It's been a long, long road, and I'm sure for Chris it's been much longer than it's been for any of us that got in on the Kickstarter. So, but when we couldn't play this evening, when we couldn't play Alien, like I said, I considered jumping back into Mafia, but then I thought, I haven't played Kinless in a minute, and the game's going to be here. I'm getting my book this week, so let's go ahead and jump in and see what's going on with Einar, and see if we can remember how these rules work. So before we get started, as usual, I'm Guildmaster Scott. I run things here at the Random Encounters Guild. We like to run a bunch of different games with a bunch of cool people. We've got a nice little community built up over on our Discord server. Wow. Okay. Got my buttons mixed up. Yeah, we've got a really good community there on our Discord server. You can feel free to join us there. We welcome new players who are just interested in playing new games, sometimes things out of the norm, and we also welcome new GMs. If you're a GM and you want to try a new system that maybe your players aren't into, bring it to us. We'll talk about it. We'll figure it out. We are currently running on Sunday nights. We have Alien RPG from Free League Publishing. We're running the Chariot of the Gods starter cinematic and having a blast. It's been really good. They've been tested, but not really tested, not yet, but it is coming. Then on Wednesdays we're playing Blades 68, which is Blades in the Dark set in a 1968 setting, and we've had a blast with that. Brandon is running that for us, and but I know we were off this past week. Actually, it's been a couple of weeks. I had some tornado activity here in my area 2 weeks ago on Wednesday night, and so didn't really feel safe trying to I didn't know if I would even have power, so we backed off of streaming that night. And then this past week and this coming Wednesday, Jenna is in the process of a major move and has a lot going on, so we haven't decided what we're going to do this coming Wednesday. We'll either do some kind of a flashback episode, some backstory stuff with me and Scott and Mr. Coffee and Brandon, or we'll take another week off. We haven't decided what we're going to do yet, but we are loving that. We will definitely finish this story because we're all loving it so much. We're having a great time with it. And then on Monday nights, every other Monday night, we're playing Cymberum, um, the uh, the Copper Crown Chronicle of the Copper Crown. Um, we're starting part 3 of chapter 1 tomorrow night. The first chapter of it is the Promised Land, and each chapter is busted into 3 parts, and they played the first 2 parts, and uh the start the 3rd part of the first chapter tomorrow night. Um, and there may be a few surprises in store. No, Kevin, this is not aliens. If you'd been here when I started, you would have gotten the explanation for that. Um, but yeah, Simmerum is every other Monday night. I've got Tim, Davery, and Chad playing with me, and our plan is to go through the entire Chronicle of the Copper Crown and get that entire story put in. We're having fun with it. It's confusing. It's a different system. The way the system works is different from any other RPG that any of us ever played. So there's times where we got to stop and figure out rules and um, try to we're trying to get it right and do it the way it's written, but there may be some changes coming in the future. It is one of the games where the GM doesn't roll anything. Only the players roll, and I've always said that's not really much fun for the GM. I get to tell the story and throw all these scenarios at them, but I don't get to roll any dice. So we're talking about changing that, and instead of them just rolling defense against an attack, I will actually roll the attack and do it as normal. But I mean, at some point, you're just going to turn it into D&D. So I don't know if we want to do that necessarily, but we are having fun with it. It's been a interesting it's been an interesting game to play and work out with the 3 of them. Uh, and I'm excited to wrap this first part of the story up. Um, so that's pretty much it for us over here on the channel. That's all we've got going at the moment. There are, as always, there's things in the works. We've got ideas for future games. Alien is not going to be. Once we finish this story, we're going to move on to something else. So we've got ideas for. We're working on the next game and trying to decide what we're going to get into. But for tonight, we're back with Einar in the Kinless Saga, and it has been an extended period of time, and I do apologize for that. But Alien has been running every Sunday night, and that we haven't had any real interruption until tonight. So this has really been the first time I've had a chance to sit down and get into it. So and I had to go back while I was setting up the stream and everything. I had to go back and watch the last episode on YouTube to make sure I even knew what was happening. So our story so far, we're playing a Viking named Einar, and his son was taken by the Jarl and sent to a battle, even though he was too young. Einar believed he was too young to go to battle, but the Jarl took him anyway, and he didn't come back. Whether that means he was left or he died, Einar doesn't know, but Einar confronted the Jarl, and the Jarl has a yes man, a toady that is apparently is a magic user, because when Einar confronted the Jarl, they didn't want to discuss the problem, and so Einar tossed his axe. He threw his axe at the Jarl, trying to take him out, and the axe stopped in midair and then fell to the ground. Um, so his uh, his partner, his buddy there, is apparently a magic user and able to stop an axe being thrown across the room. But Einar was jumped by the Jarl's men and dragged out of the longhouse, and they put a sack over his head and put him on a horse and rode him out into the forest, into the woods, and uh, rode for miles. Took him way south, away from the village, and they pulled him off the horse, pulled the sack off his head, and left him. And one of the guys that was there was an old friend of Einar's father's, and he grabbed Einar's axe and gave it to him before he left. He threw it down on the ground at Einar's feet and told him he would need that. So we were left not defenseless. We had our axe. Um, and we've been exploring these woods, making our way from hex to hex, and hunting and foraging for food. And we have had a lot of close encounters with wildlife, with bears and elks and wolverines and snakes. We've had all kinds of things that we've had to fight. But the biggest thing, Einar stumbled into the area of a legendary creature, the rune bear, and didn't even realize it. But luckily, he bumped into a witch that warned him of what was happening. She was actually hunting the rune bear, and she was played by uh, my friend Jenna, who is in a lot of our games here on the channel. And as always, that was a fun time. Even though this is a solo game, I brought her in. I love playing with Jenna, so it's always fun time to have her play. Uh, and we killed the rune bear, and she took everything except for one meal's worth of the meat and the skin. And so Einar is now wearing the rune bear skin as armor. Um, that bumped our armor up, and we also get to go into a frenzy once per day now, thanks to this skin. Um, and at some point, we picked up a bow, an arrow, and a quiver of arrows. I don't remember if we bought that from a vendor. I think we bought that from a vendor, or we may have found it, or we may have stolen it or taken it off of a corpse. I don't remember. It was several episodes back. But I know there's wandering vendors in this game, and so we may have bumped into a vendor, and he traded for a bow and arrows. Um, and we bumped into two Vikings that are wandering around. They weren't kicked out of their village like Anar was, but they were in this area hunting, and they decided they would travel with Einar for at least for a time. And we've been camping and hunting together. And in the last episode, we bumped into a troll. Not in the last episode, the one before, we bumped into a troll, and it was either fight him or give him all of the food that we had in our possession. And I didn't think it was a good idea to fight this thing, so we gave up all of our food. Well, I I didn't think it was a good idea, but chat also didn't think it was a good idea. Chat helped me decide. The way we've been doing this is Chad has been rolling dice and helping me make decisions. Well, where we're going, what we're going to do. So we gave up all of our food. So last episode, Griff and Joran and Einar spent a couple of days hunting and trying to recoup their losses, and they did. They fought an elk. They killed a snake. A snake came up on them on their camp, trying to get up to warm itself by their fire. Einar killed this snake, and they killed an elk and a bear in the last episode. So a lot went on, but nothing story wise. It was just hunting and trying to have be able to have food, which we now have. We have 8 meals of elk and 3 meals of bear. So that's good, because the decision I made was, if I'm gonna have Jordan and Griff, like, I get the bonuses of having them in combat with me, I got to feed them as well. Like, they get meals a day just like I do. So instead of it being just 1 meal a day for Einar, we have to cover 3 meals a day and try to keep them fed as well. So we had made our way back. Let's go to the map. We had been making our way back northwest here. This over here, this area here is where we fought the Rune Bear, and we had been slowly making our way back north. And of course, Einar is trying to make his way back north. That's where his village is up here in the frozen area. I think I said it was M54 here. But he also knows if he shows up there, just like comes walking into camp, he'll be killed on sight. So he's trying to fortify himself and get ready. He wants to level up and be ready for combat. He's going to have to go in there. He's either going to have to sneak in and take out this guy that is seems to be kind of controlling the Jarl, or he's got to go in there guns blazing and ready to go. And whether or not Griff and Joran stay with us that long remains to be seen. So Einar is planning to go in on his own. He's got to be ready for anything. But we had made our way back up northwest to the river here. We were in 124, right here where this river winds out. So we wake up at camp, and I guess the first thing that needs to happen is we need to roll on the weather. Let me see what's going on in this hex, first of all. Okay. Yeah, so we're right here at the water, so we can go fishing. Of course, Einar doesn't have a means to fish, but I think Joran and Griff do. But before we do that, we will roll on our weather chart. Get up here to it. Okay. So we are in the cold area, which gives us a +1 to our toughness. Okay, yeah, and I've got that noted. So we've got a +1 to our toughness, our presence, and our attack and defense, which is cool. Um, so Kev, if you're still here with me, you give me a D20 and I will roll another D20. I'm going to roll my Bloodstone Boulder from Norse Foundry. Also, the music we're hearing is from Norse Foundry. 20. That means we're having extreme winds. Uh, However, the skies are clear and there's no precipitation, no rain. So it's just a windy day. Um, so extreme winds means we lower the temperature category by 2. So if we're in cold, okay. Um, so maybe, well, yeah, there's no precipitation, so there's no snow. It's just high winds. Um, so first thing we need to do, at the end of the day, you must rest. A full night's sleep will heal D6 of HP and restore 1 level of fatigue. We're good on fatigue at the moment. I'm going to roll a d6, and for the first time on stream and in any game at all, I'm using my new Dungeon Crawl Classics dice that I bought for X Crawl Classics. They just look like the Northern Lights, and it just occurred to me that they look like the Northern Lights, so I thought they would be cool to throw in here, and I just haven't had a chance to roll them. So we're gonna go with a D6. I healed 2 points of damage. So that gets us up to 14 out of 15. So we're only down 1 hit point now. All right. Um. So now we got to decide what we're going to do. I guess Einar will go hunting because he doesn't have gear to fish. So the question is, do we want Griff and Joran to both fish, or should they one of them fish and one of them hunt or forage? Um, well, first of all, Einar will go hunting. Um, we're in the cold region. Or well, that if Einar is successful, that will lead to a combat. So let's handle. I'm going to say at least one of them go fishing. Okay, fish and forage. So both of them will go. So we'll send Griff out to forage. Uh, so it is a D12 presence, and I'm gonna say they have the same presence as Einar, just because I don't want to go scrolling down again to try and find their if they even have a presence. Which I'm pretty sure they do, but I'm just gonna say it's the same as Einar's, and they get the same bonuses he does. So, Kev, give me a D12 roll. Oof. Uh, don't remember what the DC is on a D12. 'Test range from DR6, very easy to DR18. Oh, DR12 was the 12 was the okay. Sorry, Kev. Give me a D20 roll. 12 is the DC, not the die you're supposed to be rolling. So you want to get a 12 or higher. All right, so Griff does not manage to find anything while he's foraging. Jordan will go fishing, and if you don't mind, I'm gonna roll this one. Okay, that is a 18. So he gets fish. Um, I'll say that's enough for one meal. It doesn't say what you get with fishing. Seems like he wouldn't stop at just like one fish. You know what? He's going to do it again. He's going to try it. He's going to try and catch three. That way, all three of us will have a fish. That one is a 10, so he misses. He doesn't get that one. Okay, so he only gets one fish. But that's at least one meal to bring back to camp. Um, and so Einar is going to go hunting with his bow and his axe. So we need to get down here to the cold region. Now, I didn't think about this. If we find something big and nasty, we're going to have to fight it on our own instead of having backup. Um, but here we go. Cold region. Well, it's not there. Where's the hunting? Possessions. Okay, it is. I see it. There it is. Hunting. Okay, so Anar's going hunting. He's right here by the water, so that is in play. So we could come upon a seal or a walrus. Um, so Kev, give me a D20 roll, please, and we'll see what we encounter and if we want to fight it. 2. We come upon a reindeer. So not quite an elk. Let's get down here to the bestiary and we'll see what we're looking at with the reindeer. Because the elk, like when we were fighting the elk, um, in that last episode, it was not a good fight. So yeah, we're looking at a reindeer. Attack and defense is 12. It's got 11 hit points. The only attack it has is antlers, but it's a D6 of damage on a hit. But it'll give us a D3 plus 3 meals. Forgot about that. I put the D3 back in this thing. I use it in this game. So the question is, do we want to try and take this thing out? We've got meat, at least for the day. What do you think, Kim? Do we want to fight the reindeer on our own? Do we want to try and get it, or do we want to let discretion be the better part of valor? Yeah, we can avoid it. It doesn't see us. It's just a matter of if we want to. If we decide to attack it, we roll initiative and go. But we can always let it either scare it off. If we make a noise, it'll scare off. But I mean, yeah, 11 hit points is quite a lot, but that would be a pretty good amount of meat for the week. Know what? I got to break these out in the Alien game last week, and it made me real happy. I'm gonna get out my Star Wars chance cubes. I'm gonna leave it to chance. So, if you've been on the channel, if you've watched the channel at all, last time I was at Disney World, we went to Galaxy's Edge, and I picked up these chance cubes, which are like what you see in episode one, and I like to sneak them into games when I can. So, if it comes up red, we leave it. If it comes up blue, we attack. Red. All right, we let it go. I almost wonder if we could do another roll. I don't think you can. I think it's meant to be once per day. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. I think it really needs to be once per day. So we will Jorn will eat his fish that he caught, and Griff and Einar will eat some bear meat. So we're now at 2 meals of bear meat. Um, we need to do our daytime encounters. Roll is a 9. All right, so we're camping there by the river. The three of us meet up, and we have our meals to get us through the day. And an elk wanders up to the camp. Which, I mean, here again, we could fight it and try to do it, but like I said, last episode, that elk almost took all three of us out. So I think they might be a little leery of trying to fight an elk again, because I mean, it was just yesterday that they all got kind of beat up by one. But at the same time, they got to survive, and those antlers are. Oh, actually, it says D3 elk. 2 elk. 2 elk wander up. So yeah, we're not doing that. I'm not going after 2 elk. So I'm gonna say, like, they just get up and kind of just like throw rocks and make noise and scare them off. They don't try to attack. They're all three still licking their wounds from yesterday. If it had been 1 elk, I might have rolled the dice again to see if we fight it. But being 2 elk, no, I don't think that's a good idea. So the question now is, do we want to go to another hex? We could cross the river over here to 133, or we could continue north up into 116 before we do our nighttime encounter. Or, I mean, technically we could cross the river into 106 or 115 here. Go into 134 and 142. I mean, that's where we've been. That's, that would be backtracking. So we can either get across the river, or go up into 116 and just continue following the river north. Um, but it seemed like we were headed this way. We were wanting to explore the western side of the map. I don't remember if there was a goal in mind for that, but it seems like there's a roll you have to make to cross the river, or the current takes you. Um, so let's just jump to 116 and see what's going on there. We'll wander up into 116 and check it out, and then roll our nighttime encounter. Okay, went too far. All right, here we go. Hex 116. The woods here provide a welcoming habitat for a variety of wildlife. As you stand quietly listening, you hear something loudly crashing through the underbrush. Roll a d4. Kevin is going to be right back, so I'm going to go ahead and roll a d4 myself. That is a 4. Okay, so we walk into this wooded area. And we hear this loud crashing. And an unarmed man leaps out of the brush, falling and screaming for help. A few seconds later, 2 angry wild boars emerge. So we have a choice. We can either help the guy and fight these 2 wild boars, or just let him run by. And I mean, I don't know that the wild boars would continue chasing him with the 3 of us standing there, but I don't see us letting this guy just get run down by 2 wild boars. That's not the Viking way. And this guy doesn't have any weapons. You know what? I'm going to roll the chance cubes. And since Kevin's not here, I'm going to go ahead and roll the chance cubes, and that will decide. All right, yeah, we fight. All right, so it's a D6, and I know it's a D6 initiative. I can't remember. On a 1 to 3, your enemies go first. 4 through 6, you go first. All right. Let's get down here to the bestiary and find the wild boar. That would be under boar instead of wild. Man, I can't wait to have my physical book. Yeah, I was right. Under boar. Boar wild. Um, and we've got 2 of them. So let me get a. Let me get a card here so I can keep track of their hit points and such. Their attack is a 10. And defense is 14. And they have 7 hit points. And their hide is a negative D3. Negative D3 when they get hit. All right, so we're going first. So yeah, we'll just start off. Einar will just like we're wandering around the woods, so his bow is out. Like he's not an idiot. So he will draw his bow and attack the first one. Here we go. Oh yeah. Oh yes. That is a hit. And with the bow, it is a D6 of damage plus 1 because we're in a cold region. So I could actually take it out with one shot here. I roll a 6. That's a 4. So we do 5 points of damage to number 1. So not bad. Einar is doing pretty good here. Griff will also shoot at number 1. But he misses with an 11. Joran will shoot at number 2. But that is a hit. And he does 3 points of damage. I sat here, I mentioned the soak, and then I forgot to do it. on the first one, he soaked 2 points of damage. So we did 3. And on the second one, again, 2 points of damage, so we did 2 points instead of 4. Or no, 3. So we only did 1 point of damage. And that makes it the boar's turn. All right, Kev. Yeah, while you were gone, we wandered into this new hex, and there was a loud ruckus coming through the brush, and this guy come bursting out of the brush, and he had 2 wild boar chasing him. He seemed to be unarmed, and we had the option to just let him run and let them keep chasing him, but I decided that wasn't the Viking way. So we entered combat with these 2 wild boar, and Einar shot the first one and did a good amount of damage. Griff missed his attack, and then Joran hit the second one. And now it is their turn. So number 1 will come after Einar. Ooh, and misses. Yes. Number 2 will go after Joran, since Joran is the one that shot him. And that is a hit. So a D4 of damage with his tusks. Okay, that's 2 points of damage to Joran. We're back to the top. Einar will shoot another arrow at number 1. Yeah, it's 17, so that's a hit. That is 3 points of damage. How much soak? He soaks all 3, so no damage. Griff will attack with his axe. Now that the first one has come up close, Griff is going to attack with his axe on the first one. Yeah, that is 17 to hit, and the axe is a D8. So that is 4 points of damage. How much does he soak? 1 point, so that is 3 points of damage. So he is hurt very badly. He is he's down to 1 hit point. Clean up. So Joran will attack the second one again. And I guess since it ran up to him, he will drop his bow and pull his axe and attack with his axe, since it's close range. Swing and a miss. All right. So number 1 will go at Griff. That is a hit for 1 point of damage, but his armor soaks it. I didn't do soak on Joran, but it's not a big deal. Number 2 is going to attack. What happened to my? Okay, I lost my D20. Rolling Bloodstone. Number 2 is going to attack Joran, but that is a miss. And Einar will do the same as Joran did. He'll drop his bow and pull his axe and attack. But the swing goes wild, just trying to draw it out of his belt. Maybe it gets hung up on his belt. Griff attacks number one with his axe. That is a 19 to hit. So yeah, it's a the D8 of damn. Well, he could soak. Uh, D8 of damage plus one, so that's 6 points of damage. So yeah, there's no way it can. Yeah. So number one is gone. Joran swings his axe at number two, and again misses. That's a 7 to hit. Number two attacks Joran again. That is a 14. So that is a hit. And it does 4 points of damage. Not sure what their soak is. I'm just going to give it a D3 just like theirs. Okay, so he only does 1 point of damage. Einar will attack with his. He'll attack number two with his axe. He'll run over and come at number two. Yeah, 17 plus one. That is an 18 to hit. So a D8 of damage. That is a 6. So 7 points of damage. They soak a D3. So that is uh 5 points of damage. So he is down to 1 point left. Griff attacks number two and misses. Jorn attacks number two. Ooh, and misses. Jorn's having a bad day. Number two will attack Einar. He'll turn and attack Einar. With a 2. That is a miss. Einar attacks again. 16 on the die, 17 to hit. D8 of damage. That's 7 points of damage. And yeah, he only soaks one, so he falls as well. I'll have to find that die. All right, so we've got 2 wild boar here. That gives us we've got 2 more boar hide. They're 4 silver points each. So that gives us 8. We already had 1 in our possession. So that's 12 silver points of boar hide. And we've got 2d3 worth of meals of pork. Where's my D3? That's 3. Hey, 3, 6. 6 meals. Or no, that's 2d3 for 1. So 11 meals of pork. So yeah, that's good. We're looking good on food. So back up here to our buddy. He is when we started attacking, he like fell down on the ground. Apparently he's been running for a while. Not sure what he did to piss these boar off, but He couldn't have been hunting because he doesn't have a weapon. Um, he introduces himself as Anar. Uh, don't necessarily know what his story is, but he begins to follow us around. He has no food, so he's going to take up 2 meals a day. Uh, he's going to talk constantly, making it difficult to hunt. So we're going to take a -2 to our hunt. Uh, and if we get mad and attack him, we'll have to fight him. Uh, but he doesn't have a weapon, so he'll just be doing unarmed attacks. So probably wouldn't be a bad thing, but once we make our way uh, out of this region, he won't stop. He won't follow us anymore. Uh, but we need to make a note that we've got a -2 to hunting. Um, all right, because we've been so super successful with hunting as it is. Um, so yeah, let's. So we're gonna make camp. Let's roll for our nighttime encounters. We'll make camp and everyone will eat. So I'm gonna say Griff and Joran eat these 2 meals of bear meat. So bear meat is gone. Uh, and Einar and Anar will eat pork. So 2 of those are gone. So we're down to 9. All right, so we need to roll for a nighttime encounter. So Kev, give me a D6, and I will also roll a D6. We'll add them together. I got a 2. Okay. So that's a 6. So once we bed down for the evening, and just to show I'm not making this up, with the 6, Einar has a dream about his wife and son, Vilka and Berg. He dreams of happier days, of them in their house and working their land together, and him teaching Berg like rudiments of combat and how to swing an axe, and teaching him how to work the land, and he dreams of Vilka and their relationship together there in their home. That's kind of sad. I didn't expect that one to kind of hit me like that. So that brings us back to our, like, here again, we can fish, we can forage. Or, well, first of all, We need to in the morning we'll do a night's rest, so that's hit points back, and that puts us back at full. And we'll go ahead and say that puts Jorn back at full as well. Probably need to do a character sheet for Jorn and Griff. I may do that after tonight. That way we'll have it, and I'll have their stats handy and their hit points and all of that. But for now, I'm going to say we're all at full hit points, and Anar heals. So we wake up in the morning and we get the fire going, and I mean, yeah, that'll be 4 more meals gone. So we'll do the elk meat. That'll be half of our elk meat. So, uh, kind of like here's what I'm thinking. Since Anar gives us a -2 to hunting, but we have Griff and Jorn, so I'm gonna send Anar and Joran to fish. So Jorn will get the -2 to fishing. Or well, it specifically says hunting, so he won't get it to fishing. I'm gonna make that call. He won't get the negative to fishing. So Anar he'll annoy the crap out of Joran, but he won't take a negative to his fishing roll. And I think what I'm going to do is Griff and Einar will hunt together instead of going separate. Because if we come across something big, it'll it'll be better to have 2 people instead of one. So we will start with Joran and Anar and their fishing. Get up here to the fishing table. Daily action. Okay, Joran and Anna are gonna go fishing. Kev, give me a D20 roll. Looking for a 12. $13. All right, so they catch at least one fish. And just like I did yesterday, I'm gonna go ahead and roll for a second. Oh yeah, that's a 19. So they catch 2 fish. So we have 2 fish. All right, let's do a hunting roll for Einar and Griff. And Kev, you go ahead and give me a D20. You'll roll for Griff. I'll roll for Einar. All right. So yeah, we find our quarry. Uh, we find something. Let's see what we find. It is another D20 roll. I'll roll this one. It's a 7. Oh man, why do we keep finding? It's a moose. It is a moose wandering around, uh, like down by the river, catching a drink at the river. Let's scroll down here and see what we're looking at with the moose, stats wise. Got a feeling it's not going to be good. Come on, where you at? All right, there you are. So yeah, it is a full-grown moose. Holy crap! 22 hit points. Attack and defense are both 14. It only does a D2 of soak, so that's not bad. What do you think, Kev? D6 plus 5 meals. All right, here we go. You know what? Before we do this, gonna take a quick break. Gonna run to the bathroom. We will roll initiative. Uh, we'll roll initiative when I come back, and Griff and Einar are attacking a moose. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick and grab a drink, and I'll be right back. Stick around with me. I'll be back in just a second. Okay. Thank you for sticking around. So we're going to attack this moose, which I kind of think is a really dumb idea. But if we pull this off, we'll be set for quite a while. Especially now that we've got 4 mouths to feed instead of 3. So Kevin, this was your idea. So roll me a d6 for initiative. 4. All right. We go first. Uh, so we get the surprise on it. Like it doesn't see us coming. Like I said, it's at the river. It's got its head down and drinking. So we managed to sneak up upon it. Um, I'll just use this same card that I used for the wild boar. Uh, so moose has attack of 14 and a defense of 14. Negative D2 soak. 22 hit points. All right. So here we go. We go first. We get the attack. Einar fires an arrow at this moose. Going with the Norse Foundry Bloodstone Boulder. It's actually been rolling pretty hot tonight. It's been doing good. Okay. All right. The 18. So that is a hit. We're in the cold region, so it's actually a 19 to hit. So we hit it with the bow. That is a D6 plus 1. Ooh, 3 points of damage. And it does a D2 soak. So roll D4. It soaks 2 points of damage, so only 1 hit point. That's kind of lame. I would have liked to have done a lot more damage than that. Kev, give me a D20 roll for Griff. That is a 14 with his bonus for being in a cold region. That is a hit. I'll give it a D6. 7 points of damage. It's a 6 on the die with plus 1 for the cold region. And it soaks 2. So that's 5 points of damage. Okay. So a couple arrows in its haunches, and it turns and comes at us. All right. Red, he attacks Einar. Blue, he attacks Griff. Blue, he attacks Griff. Oh, but that is a 5 on the die. Griff dodges out of the way deftly. All right, so Einar attacks again with the bow, but he misses. That is a 12 for the attack, so he misses. Yeah, give me another D20 for Griff. (13) with his plus 1 bonus. That is 14, so that is a hit. Give me a D6 for his damage with the bow. So 4 points of damage, and he soaks 1. So that's another 3 points of damage. All right. Whittling away, whittling away. All right, here again. Red, he attacks Einar. Blue, he attacks Griff. Blue, he attacks Griff again. Yeah, it's 15 on the die, so that is a hit with his antlers. For 2 points of damage, and I want to see. They're not wearing rune bear skins. They don't have. I don't know what their soak would be. I'll just go with a D3 like we've done before. 1 point of damage. Or well, it soaks 1. So the moose, yeah, he swings his head around. He's making all kinds of racket, and he catches Griff with his antlers, but only does a couple points of damage. Nothing too crazy. With that though, now that he's closed and he's closed range, Einar and Griff are going to both, as they've done in the past, they've learned, they're going to drop their bows and go with their axes now. So Einar is going to attack the moose with his axe. But he misses. That is a 5. It's 4 on the die. Kev, give me a D20 with Griff's axe attack. Ooh, a 2 or 3 with the +1. So yeah, pulling the axe out and trying to attack with it in the same turn doesn't seem to be working. They seem to be struggling with that. We'll roll chance cubes, see who they attack. They attack Einar. He is a natural 20. Remember page 259 for the moose. Write that down so I don't have to remember it. Let's scroll up here and see what happens. Doesn't say. Okay, I'm gonna say it's 2 times damage. So that is a D8 times 2. That's 6, so that's 12 points of damage. Man, Einar just about took Einar out. Hey, live from the apocalypse. Thanks for the raid. Thanks for joining us. We're playing Kinless, which is a Viking mort board game. It's a solo game, but I'm using chat to help me make rolls. And we're currently fighting a moose, and it is kicking our butts. Yeah, Einar is down to 3 hit points from that one attack because the moose rolled a natural 20. Not great. But again, yeah, thanks for joining us. Really glad to have you here. All right, Kev, get back quick. So it is Einar's turn. Einar will attack with his axe again, and he needs to hit this time. Okay, yes, that is a hit. And the axe does a d8 of damage. Okay, so that's a 7 on the die with the +1 for the cold region. That's 8. It does a -2 soak. So that is 7 points of damage. Okay, that's good. That really took a lot of the wind out of that moose's sails. Griff is going to attack. So chat, if anybody wants to give me a D20 roll, it's an exclamation mark 1D20. You get to roll for the NPC. And we're looking for a 14 or higher. Yeah, if anybody there in chat, if you want to just type exclamation mark 1D20, give me a D20 roll, and we'll see if our NPC hits with his attack. All right, I'm going to roll it. All right, that's a 15 to hit, so he hits. With a D8 of damage +1. That is 9 points of damage, and he soaks 1. Oh, okay. Yeah, so that's 8 points of damage, and he only had 6 hit points left. So he is done. So that will give us 2d6 plus, or no, a d6 +5 of moose meat. That is a 6. So 11 meals of moose. And we'll just add the antlers to our elk antlers. So that is 3d4. All right, Kev. Thanks for hanging out, buddy. I will send you the stuff for those characters, those NPC characters. I meant to do that today, but I got wrapped up watching the Masters. I will send you that stuff tomorrow, and you can decide who you want to play, or we can talk about it. I'll just hit you up in Discord. Thanks for hanging out, buddy. I'll see you tomorrow. That's a 4, 7, 9 silver points worth of antlers. So that brings us up to 23 silver points worth. So if we bump into that vendor again, we're gonna be doing okay. Um all right, so that was our hunting roll for the day. Um so we make our way back to camp and hook up with Joran and Anar. And here again, Anar is just talking nonstop, won't shut up. But at least we Joran managed to grab get one fish out of the water. Um, I think we're going to make our way. We're going to continue following the river and make our way north. We'll head up into. Uh, we'll head up into 107. Kind of still following the river, but I don't think we'll be able to fish in this square. River's not actually going through this square, so. Or well, if we want to continue following the river, we could go to 98. I'm gonna roll for it. All right, yeah, we're going to 98. We're gonna stick with the river. So oh, so that brings us into that puts us in another region. That brings us into the north. Uh, so that's up in the. Is it freezing? Yeah, it's the freezing region. Yeah, so we've made our way into the actual north now. So that's 98. We may not stay here. let's see what happens though. We'll see what's going on in this hex, and then maybe we make our way back south. I don't know. We're ready to start focusing on headed north. A small boat can be seen making its way up and down the river each day. Several people are fishing along the riverbanks. Must be a good spot. We'll get a +1 to our fishing roll, or we can purchase fish and fishing gear. Uh, but it's 1.5 times the normal rate. Um, if somebody in chat wants to give me a D4 roll, we'll see what we kind of hear from these fishermen. Oh yeah, Anar was supposed to give us a rumor. I didn't roll on the rumor table. Uh, Okay, so we need to make a presence check. Our presence is currently a +2. So that's a 12. We need to beat a 10. So we notice several who were fishing are now whispering and watching us. Okay. All right. This is not cool. Um, so we moved into this hex. So that is our move action for the day. So we can't move on. So we were planning to make camp here, but um, we can't just move on. We have to camp here for the night. Um, so we set up a fire and start making camp, and two hunters arrive, and they recognize Einar, and tell him that he has to leave. So if we move to another hex, that will push us. We'll have to incur the effects of pushing. If we don't move, we have to fight these two guys. But we've got three of us. We've got Griff and Joran. Let's see what it takes, what pushing will cause before we make the call. Probably going to make us fatigued or something. Yeah, we'll gain 1 level of fatigue for each additional action beyond the daily limit. So we'll take a level of fatigue. So we're at 0 fatigue at the moment. So that's not a colossal deal, but it's also, I don't know if Einar is going to I don't know if Einar's going to let these dudes tell him he has to leave. Especially if they recognize him. If he's making his way back north and somebody has recognized him and makes their way back to his village and lets them know that he's headed this way, that's not going to be good. Kind of want to fight him. See if I can find their stats. Here we go. Hunters. They have the same weapons we do. They have bows and axes. Uh, Attack is 12, defense is 12, and they have 7 hit points. I don't think Einar's going to let these guys go. I don't feel like that's something that a Viking would do. Uh, yeah, I think we're gonna go for it. Get another card to keep track of their business. So their attack is 12. Defense is 12. Negative 2d of soak. And they have 7 hit points each. And a d6 of damage. All right. So, as usual, maybe we can deal with these guys before we shut it down for the night. So we will roll a d6 for our initiative. 1 through 3, they go first. 4 through 6, we go first. That is a 1. They go first. So they come up to us and demand that we leave. And Einar kind of looks at Griff and Jorn, and they sort of nods like, yeah, we're not, you don't get to tell us what to do. But instead of waiting for stuff to go down, they attack. So I'm gonna say, all right, number 1 attacks Einar. Ooh, Einar's only got 3 hit points. I forgot about that. I totally forgot that I was like just almost completely dead. And I haven't had a chance to heal or anything. If I wonder if there's a moose crit rolled on me, and I don't I think the only way to get HP back is to rest. I will say we moved up into this area and started making camp, so we could do a short rest. That would be a D3 of hit points. But here again, that would be one of our actions for the day. No, we can't do that without pushing because we hunted and we moved. Okay. So here's what I'm gonna say. I know we decided not to do this, but like these guys are gonna kill Einar. He's gonna know, like, he's bandaged up and he's very badly wounded. So he's not in any shape to be fighting these two guys, even with a couple of his buddies backing him up. So I think we're going to take the fatigue and move to another square. Hate to do it, but I can't see Einar trying to fight these guys with 3 hit points. Um, so we could either make our way further to the north or go back down into 107. I think they would just go to 107. So yeah, they pack up their gear and make their way back to 107. Let's see what we encounter when we get to 107. Oh, and that will give us, that'll put us at 1 point of fatigue. In Hex 107, we stand at the edge of a dense forest that stretches to the northeast. As you look upon the frozen north, you daydream of warmer days to the south and of the family you were ripped from. So we will make camp here and eat another meal. We'll eat our and I'm going to say Anar. Now we crossed over into the frozen lands, so Anar didn't follow us. It actually says in the book he doesn't follow us past the snow line, so he didn't follow us. So now we're only using up 3 meals. Um, so that'll be we'll eat up this fish, 2 meals of fish, and 1 meal of pork. So that'll put us at 8 meals left of pork. And we will bed down for the night. And let's real quick, we will roll our nighttime events. Just see if anything exciting happens. All right, 2d6. It's a 2. It's a 1, so 3. We got time. All right. So yeah, yeah, 1, a frozen Draugr. We've made camp and trying to catch some rest and heal up, and a frozen Draugr wanders into our camp. Let me get down here to their stats. I hope this is not. I mean, we still only have 3 hit points. This is very bad. This is a bad scene. Um, Come on, where are you at? Here we go. Draugr, frozen. All right. What to do with that card? Here we are. So attack is 14. Defense is 11. Negative 2d soak. And 8 hit points. They do a d4 with their claws. All right. No time to waste. Let's jump straight in. D6 for initiative. It goes first. We're bedding down. We're probably already asleep. So when it comes into our camp, it gets the surprise on us. It attacks Griff. But it misses with its claw attack. So Einar will jump up out of his bedrolls and attack this thing with his axe. That is a 19 with the bonus. That is a 20. Not a crit though, but it's a 8 plus 1, d8 plus 1 damage. So that's 4 points of damage. And negative 2 soak. So it does 2 points of damage to it. All right, Joran will get up and also attack with his axe at his side. Ooh, another 19 to hit, so that's a 20 with a d8. That is a 7 plus 1 is a 8 points of damage. And it only soaks 1, so that is 7 points of damage, and that takes it out. It only had 6 left. All right, that went a lot better than I was expecting it to. So we find on this thing 3 silver pieces. And I mean, technically we'll split it up between us. So that brings Einar up to 18. And roll a d20. It's 16. Oh, if you roll a 1 or a 2, you get you find jewelry on it. But we rolled a 16. So we don't find any jewelry. We just find the 3 silver pieces on it. So yeah, we jump up and handle this thing pretty readily. And we bed down for the night. And that will get us into the next day. And rather than go ahead and start another day, I think I'm going to go ahead and call it a night here. I'm afraid if we start another day, we'll go well past our 10 o'clock time. So so yeah, we'll just call it here, and hopefully we'll be able to pick this up again soon. And maybe I'll start doing it on a different night instead of Sunday night. Like I said, the book is going to arrive here at my house on Friday, and once that gets here, I'm going to be very excited about it and want to play and get more into it once I have the physical book in my hand. So I may start doing this like on a Saturday afternoon or something. Who knows? Or just whenever I have free time. Um, but yeah, that is. We got a couple of days in. I want to say we would have gotten some XP. I'm not sure. Let's see how XP works. Because that's the whole point of this thing is we're trying to level up to the point where we can go back into our village and get our revenge. Um, advancements. Winning a major encounter, in some cases, just surviving may count as a win. We didn't do any special encounters. Um, and it's every 20 combats. I don't know. I haven't been keeping track of combats. But you know what? I think we've done a good bit. I don't know that we've done 20. I don't know when the last time I did this is, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it. We need to level up. And it's still a roll. So it says to roll 10d6, and if that's higher than our max HP, we get to increase our HP. So all right, that's already higher than our max HP. So I'm gonna roll the d6, and we bump up our HP by 4. Not bad. That doesn't heal us, but we get to our max goes up to 19. Still very, very badly wounded from that moose. Uh, then we test each ability. Roll a d6. If the result is equal to or higher than the ability, increase it by 1. If the roll is lower, reduce it by 1. Um, get to the character creation. Okay, yeah, that's what it says. All right, so I will roll on agility. That is a 5, so our agility goes up to a +3. Our presence goes up to a +2, and we still get the +1 bonus on that. Our strength, yes, goes up to a 3. Okay, rolling good on this level up. This is good news. And our toughness. All right, the toughness, yeah, yeah, we're good. All right, yeah, not bad at all. That's a pretty good outcome there. So we're gonna go ahead and call that a level up and call that a night. So yeah, as I said, this has been Kinless, which is a Morkborg Viking uh, game that that I kickstarted several years ago. It's been a long road trying to get this game uh, to uh, to actually be sent out, but it is now sent out. My copy is in the mail. I'll be here this Friday, which I'm very excited about because, like I said, it's been a few years since I kickstarted this thing. But Chris has been through a really bad time. The last like since this Kickstarter ended, he's had a lot of life has really kicked him in the ass. So just the fact that he's managed to get it out is awesome. I'm very excited about it. And whenever I get a chance to come back to it and play it again, I will I will try. Like I said, the book comes in Friday, so I'll be super excited about it. So I may be looking for an excuse to jump back in. However, here on the channel, um, going forward, tomorrow night we will have Symbaroom. We're playing the Chronicle of the Copper Crown. We'll be starting the ending the chapter 3 of the first book, which is the Promised Land. So we'll be going into, and they're crossing the mountain, and they'll be getting into the end game of chapter 1. So that's exciting. And then Wednesday night, we're scheduled to play Blade 68. Jenna is not available. She is moving, and so we're not sure what we're going to do yet. We may do kind of a flashback episode just so that there's something, and we get together and do some things, but we may take the week off. But the following week, we will definitely be back in. We definitely want to get back into that and finish that story. And then a week from tonight, we will be back here with more Alien Chariot of the Gods. The guys had a family event this evening, and so 3 of the 4 of my players had to cancel this evening for this family thing. So um, but we will be back Sunday night with more of that. And then, as I said, uh, whenever I can, I will be coming in with more Kinless. I am excited about it, and I like the direction the story is taking. I like where we're headed with this with Einar. Uh, we got to get back up to our village and get our revenge, or Berg. So thanks for hanging out with me, Kev. Thanks for joining me and hanging out, and live from the apocalypse. Thank you so much for the raid. That was awesome. Thank you for giving us a raid and checking in with us. And please feel free to, as I said at the top, you can join us there on our Discord server. We love playing a bunch of new games with a bunch of new people. And if you're a GM and want to try a new game uh, with a welcoming community of people who are just interested in playing, then we've got you covered. And as always, this will be uploaded to our YouTube channel tomorrow morning. I will have it uploaded into the Kinless playlist on our YouTube channel. You can catch up with all of Einar's adventures there. All of our games go up on YouTube, so we've got playlists set up by game. So if you're interested in Blade 68, you can find Blade 68 playlist, Blades in the Dark, Alien, Kinless. All of our games are uploaded over the last couple of years, so uh, you can catch us there. Uh, so yeah, I guess that's going to be it for me this evening. Thank you again for everybody that joined me in chat and rolled dice for me. And we will see you tomorrow night uh, for Simbarum. I hope. So thank you for hanging out with me. See you tomorrow night. Hope you have a fantastic week. Good night, everybody.